Yeah, so let's talk about that. Hey everybody! So, yeah, from the title of this video, you can probably kind of tell what kind of video this is going to be. It's going to be the story about how when I was in grade 8, all of my friends, I guess most of my friends, convinced me they were cat demons. Yeah. So this way, when I was in grade 8, so about 13 years old, so like a long time ago now, I was very, very gullible, like honestly. I had just gotten into my anime phase. Let's be real, who didn't go through an anime phase when they were 13? Like, I feel like it's like a rite of passage. I had just gotten into that. That was great. It was super fun. It was my friends who got me into it. We were watching Inuyasha. It was lovely. And in Inuyasha, for those of you who are not familiar, it takes place in like a feudal Japan type scenario where there are demons of every type, including the main character who is a half dog demon or half wolf demon. I'm a terrible anime fan, I don't remember. And there's like cat demons and all kinds of things. And when I was in grade 8, I wanted nothing more than for this kind of stuff to be real. Like, honestly, I was so desperate for the world to be more magical than it was for me at that time. And I really wanted my friends to like me and keep hanging out with me. The year before, backstory, when I was 12, or in grade 7, I was at a different school from most of my friends. We had met in grade when I was 10, and then, you know, kind of through age 10 and 11, we became really good friends, and then they went to a different school than I did for grade 7. I ended up going to a French school for that year, and so I had already kind of felt that there was like this distance between us. So when I switched and moved schools to their school in grade 8, I was pretty desperate to kind of reconnect, right, and, you know, be welcomed back into the group. So my one friend, and I'll call her Amanda, I think. Yes, so Amanda was kind of the unofficial, like, leader of our group altogether. There was, oh gosh, I have to think now. It was me, 6 of us, I think, ish. 5 of us who were, like, pretty main friends. And then one other fellow who was also from the same school as us from elementary. And he was in on that too. I should specify this. This gentleman has since transitioned to be female, but I believe for the purpose of this video, I'm going to keep calling her him because at that time, that is what she was. I hope that doesn't offend anybody. I feel like that's just gonna make it more straight in my head. But as of now, 2018, he has since transitioned to female. Yeah, so the out of the sort of 6 of us, 5 of us were super into anime, and my one friend, who I will call Annabelle, was not. So she wasn't super involved in this kind of situation. But Amanda was kind of the ringleader of all of this sort of stuff. And I don't really remember kind of why they started it. I think it was sort of, I guess, Amanda and this one other girl who I will call Haley. So Amanda and Haley decided to see if they could trick all of us into believing that they were cat demons. So, you know, really great friends. But yeah, so anyway, I remember it was about like halfway through the year. I think I was the last one to find out because, you know, they wanted to make sure that like I wouldn't tell and like I was ready and some crap like that. I don't know. But they had this whole huge like elaborate thing about how if like Amanda would get upset or whatever, she would get close to like turning into her cat demon form, and we all had like these, she had like this, I don't know, like magic hidden world thing that she could go to, and it was all the characters from like Inuyasha and like Naruto. By that time we were on to Naruto and not Inuyasha anymore, even though I still really liked it. But you know, had to watch Naruto to be cool cool. So all of the characters were there, and she was like dating one of them, and like just all this stuff. And like, I understand, this sounds ridiculous. Like looking back on it now, like I'm 25 and looking back on it now, I'm like, oh my God, I was so stupid. How did I believe that? But like, you know, you're just so desperate for like something cool to be happening. And you know, who would have thought that my friends would be kind of really mean and like be making up this whole thing just to see if they could make us believe it. So there was that. Yeah, and it was like this just whole, oh my God, like stupidest thing, honestly. Like how could I have believed that? But I mean, I kind of attributed it to, I mean, not a cult, but sort of the same principle, right? Like you want to believe somebody so badly that you make anything plausible. Like, sure, totally, it's completely plausible that Amanda goes home every night and like disappears into her like magic secret place where she hangs out with all the characters of Naruto by like running into her wall, and she goes through it like, you know, platform 9 3/4 or something. Just completely ridiculous. But so then after I was told about Amanda and Haley being cat demons, I was like, oh, well, the next step for me is to now pretend that I too am becoming a cat demon so that, you know, I can fit in more, right? And, you know, they're not going to know that I'm faking it, even though they're real and, you know, they're obviously actually cat demons and stuff. But I'm going to pretend that I am one because I want to fit in. And so I'm going to pretend that, you know, I've found my like secret cove thing in my wall, right? And like, this is literally so embarrassing. Like, I wanted to believe so badly that like for a couple of weeks, and like, guys, honestly, this story is like really embarrassing and it's going to make you think like, honestly, girl, how did you believe that? What the heck are you doing? But like, just be gentle, please, in the comments. Remember, I was 13. I've changed a lot since then, and I'm not as gullible as I was. And obviously, I was extremely desperate for friendship. A lot of stuff happened in my childhood to do with friendship, and I've developed a lot of people-pleasing tendencies because of that, and those were pretty prevalent by age 13, so just keep that in mind. Anyway, I was so very desperate for this to happen and for this to be something that was real that I literally spent like a week and a half running into my bedroom wall. Yeah. Just let that sink in. I mean, like, not hard, but I would like be pushing on my wall, hoping in my heartest of hearts that at some point it was going to, I don't know, dissolve and turn into a magic place where it's true, I am a cat demon and I was special. It did not happen. Spoiler alert, I am not a cat demon, and neither was anybody else, because that is ridiculous. On for like a couple of months, and eventually I think my friends started feeling bad about it. I don't know. I think that Amanda and Haley decided it was time to end their like con or whatever, right? But obviously the more logical of us had figured it out. So within our group of people there was Amanda, who was kind of the leader, and then it was Haley, who was like sort of next, and then I guess it would have been, let's call her Leslie, and then so like Leslie was kind of third, and then it was let's call him Jake. So then it was Jake, and then it was Miranda. Miranda did not like anime, so Miranda was not really part of this. Miranda was the one who was usually like, Nicole, this isn't real. And I would tell her like, no, like, why would Amanda lie to me? Like, what? Like, that would, like, she can't be lying to me. It must be real. I was just very sure in my belief of Amanda. And so I think eventually we found out that Jake was not a cat demon. He was a, I don't know, a wolf demon or something. And I think someone was a cougar demon too. Like, I don't know. It was a mess of it. So Jake was a wolf demon, and he could smell if I was a cat demon, and I was, because he smelled it. Right? Like, I don't, ugh, guys, this is, man, this is just so ridiculous and out there. It's, wow. Like, just thinking back now about the stuff that happened, it's so bizarre, and like, I cannot believe that I stayed friends with some of these people. After I found out that all this was a lie, I still stayed friends with them. Like, I don't know why. Like, that's such a crappy thing to do with your friend, like, to your friends. Like, that's awful. Ugh. Anyway, so after, Jake reaffirmed my, thought that I must be a cat demon because he smelled it on me, I was like, yes, okay, great. I'm a cat demon. I knew it. My transformation will happen one day. It'll be great. And like, fantastic. And I remember there was this one time, so Amanda, in grade 8, Amanda, who was all in class with me? I think Jake, Amanda, Haley, and Leslie were all in my grade 8 homeroom class. So like, we all went to class together, and then Miranda was in a different class, but she was like honorarily part of our class because we were really good friends. Apparently. Actually, I'm still really good friends with Miranda, so that's fine. I don't know if I should say her real name. We'll see. Yeah, so we were all in the same class. So all of us, except for Miranda, had gym together. And it was the unit that, I think this actually happened really close to the beginning of the year, because the running unit is usually in like October or September, end of September-ish, before it gets really cold and you can go running outside. It sucks. I hated it. Anyway, so Amanda and I were walking the thing. We had been passed by like both of our gym teachers, because like one is at the front and then one's at the back to like, encourage the people walking to stop walking and run. And she had passed us like, and was like, guys, start running. And then she like left. So we were just walking. Oh gosh, gym was not my strong point. Anyway, so we're like walking and we're talking and blah, 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 blah. And then suddenly Amanda is like, Nicole, you need to start talking to me right away. And I was like, oh, why? And she was like, because all this running has made me want to turn into my cat demon form, and I can't do that right now in the outside world. And of course, me being the gullible little doofus that I was like, oh my goodness, what? How crazy. You're going to turn into a cat demon? Well, we don't want that, do we? Imagine me saying this, without sarcasm and like totally completely sincere. Like, I legit believed that she was about to turn into a cat demon in the middle of the sidewalk. So I was panicking. I was like, oh my gosh, okay, like, what do you want to talk about? And she was like, I don't care, just like talk about anything to distract me from this transformation that I'm about to have. So I did, and we were talking, and like, all this time I'm being all worried, and like, she doesn't look like she's getting ready to transform, but she like looks really upset and like really concentrated and like all this kind of stuff, and she looks really tense. And then after about 15 minutes, she was like, okay, the impulse has passed, now I'm gonna be okay. And I was like, oh my gosh, that seems so scary. Like, are you all right? All this stuff, I can't believe that almost happened. How do you feel? Like, oh my goodness, looking back now, she must have just been getting off on the absolute pleasure of the fact that I was wrapped completely around her finger and around this story, because I had bought it hook, line, and sinker. Like, I feel like I was part of a pyramid scam or something. Like, when you like work for a pyramid scam, but you're like one of the people who's like, this isn't a pyramid scam, and you're like brainwashed into thinking that it's not a pyramid scam. Like, that's how it feels. Like, it feels like I was brainwashed, and it is even worse because it was being brainwashed by the people who I considered my closest friends. So, eventually they told me, and they all came clean, and they were like, oh, well, we're not cat demons, we lied, and like blah blah blah. And like for some reason I went back to that. Like I still was like, oh, it's okay, like I forgive you. Like, no. Don't forgive them. Oh man. And we stayed friends for like 2 more years until I was 15 in grade 10, where like a whole bunch of other stuff went down, where I will have a story time about that coming up later. Yeah, so that is the time that all my friends convinced me they were cat demons. You know, as you do. What is my life? So I really hope you enjoyed this story. I feel like it was a little all over the place. I don't know, I don't really remember a whole lot like from that time, other than like a few specifics. Like I don't even really remember when they told me that it was all a lie. Like I think it was Leslie who ended up telling me, and I think I mentioned this before. God, it's really late. I like don't even remember what I said like a minute ago. But yeah, so like Leslie told me, but at that point I didn't believe her. That's right. And it wasn't until Amanda told me like face to face, like, no, it was a lie. And I remember actually now exactly when it happened. So you know what? Now that I think about it, I don't think they ever actually told me in grade 8 that they had been lying. It was Leslie who told me that they had been lying, and I just like never brought it up. I think I told Amanda that I was like, I know that you guys were lying, or like something happened. Like once they figured out that I knew that it was all a lie, they like dropped the whole thing, but like never mentioned it. Like no one ever mentioned it until I was in grade 10 and we were going to get our bus passes scanned. And we were in line, and Amanda was like, yeah, so in grade 8 that was all a lie. Like we weren't cat demons. And I was like, yeah, obviously. Like I figured it out. I'm so smart. I think honestly, like if I'm being totally and completely honest, I think if Leslie had not told me that they were lying and I hadn't sort of started putting the pieces together, I probably never would have. Probably in grade 10 I would have been like, oh, wow. Like, because I just wanted to believe it so badly. And I think eventually I would have forgotten about it and like maybe and just like stopped thinking about it. Like, you know, it's a phase, it'll pass, whatever. But yeah. So that was a fun time in grade 8. Sort of. I mean, I hope you guys enjoyed this story. I had some interesting friends when I was in junior high, but please, please, please let me know if your friends have ever done anything this crappy to you, because I'd love to know and feel like I'm not the only one who's had really crap friendships over the years. And yeah. Let me know if you want to see me make a top 5 anime video, because you know what? I still enjoy anime. Like, I never really grew out of that phase. I think everybody else did, but I still enjoyed it. I still do enjoy it, actually. I don't watch it too much anymore, but I'll probably do a video like that a bit later. But yeah, so I hope that you've enjoyed this adventure into my past, and please like and subscribe. Please. Also ring the bell if you would like to receive notifications every time that I post, which I feel like I say this every time, that I think is getting more often, but I don't actually think it is, but I'm trying my best. Yeah, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Anyway, I will see you guys next time for another video. All right, everyone. Bye.